Well, that's disappointing. I will say that every Vikings fan in the world that saw us not convert that 4th and 1 at the end of the fourth quarter there knew immediately right then and there we were going to lose. And it's just Minnesota sports. That's just all there is to it. So this team is now 1-4. This season is over. We are it's it's just not good enough. There was a quote tonight by Adam Thielen saying that the message in the locker room is that we're a good football team. We just have to put it all together. And my response to that is you can't. That third quarter where you gifted them 3 touchdowns in under 2 minutes is symbolic of what this season is. Is that if you can't maintain your composure um, for a length of greater than 2 minutes, you're never gonna be able to compete in this league. And this is the second time in this season where we go into halftime with a lead and we blow it. We just absolutely blow it because the rest of the game wasn't bad. There's just too many major fuck ups that happen in the second half. It's a tale of two halves. The first half, everything was smooth sailing, right? You're chewing up time of possession, which is what they needed to do. Keep Russell Wilson off the field for as long as humanly possible. The running game was good. They had 2 4th down conversions in the first half. Two. Eric Wilson was the MVP of the first half of the sack, the tackle for loss on Chris Carson. He gets the interception in the second half, which was a big momentum swing for us, and they just blew it. All those good things wasted. It's the same thing with Justin Jefferson's breakout day. Absolutely spoiled. Um, so yeah, there's silver linings to take away from everything, but what's the point? You're not winning football games. This isn't building to something. This isn't a team that is trying to build up to be competitive. This is a team that is supposed to be competitive right now. And 1-4 is not competitive. And now, if this was a rebuilding project, or if we were like 7-9 last year, I would say, hey, this is, there's silver linings. We have growth for the future. The future of this team, if they don't win this year or next year, is blowing this thing up. Because there is no way that they can survive the cap casualties that they're about to endure over the next 2 seasons. We're also likely looking at the end of days for Harrison Smith's career. He's getting up there in age. There's no way they're going to be able to afford to keep this team together much longer. So yes, I understand it's a completely retooled defense with a lot of young talent, but Mike Zimmer is supposed to be a defensive guru, and he's supposed to be a corner whisperer, if you will. And it hasn't happened. It hasn't translated to the field. It's just and he made some huge mistakes too. Not going for that field goal on that 4th down, electing to go for it. His excuse tonight on the quote from K Fan was that he believed that the defense was tired and that's why he went for it, which is I hope that he's just lying, because that's a really stupid reason to go for it. You never want to assume your opposition is gutted. Um, I really hope that he's just fabricating that. I really hope that that's not the truth. And at the same time, I can't believe how NFL coaches to this day do not understand the concept of leaving points on the field. Now, yeah, you can scream analytics all you want that it was the right decision. It was 98% this versus 97% that. This is the fact that if you go for it and don't get it, the Seahawks need to do one thing, and that's score a touchdown to win the game. They don't need the extra point. They don't need the 2 point conversion. They don't need anything. Um, if you kick the field goal, you make it an 8 point game. Suddenly they need to score the touchdown and they need a 2 point conversion. So you've already doubled the amount of things that they need to do in order to keep this game alive. And even if they do those things, you still are putting yourself in a position to still win the game because it's tied. So you could face overtime, or maybe you have enough time left on the clock to make something happen. Um, it just boggles my mind that you that you would make that call on that 4th down to go for it, and then run to the right side of all places where Drew Samia is, who sucks monkey ass, and that Russell Wilson is over there on the other sideline having an MVP season, and you're comfortable putting the ball in his hands if you don't convert. It makes absolutely no sense. So, we play the Falcons next week. They just fired Dan Quinn. I look forward to handing them their first win of the season. The feeling is a little bleak tonight. Maybe I'll do another video tomorrow where my head isn't wanting to roll off of my body and down a sewer drain. But it's a little frustrating right now to be a Minnesota sports fan, if you will. So this season is over. There's no way we are going to be able to recover from this because the Bears keep walking backwards into wins. They're 4-1. The Packers look unstoppable even on the bye week, and the Lions are the Lions. We're about as trashy as they are. So it just frustrates me. I can't wait for Kirk Cousins to be off this team. I understand that it's not mostly his fault tonight, but that interception was just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. One of the dumbest things. He's now up to 7 on the year, and it's just uninspired football from him. It just I pointed out what was it, the Justin Jefferson touchdown where he burned the 2 defenders, and what was it, a week or 2 ago, and he didn't run down there to celebrate. He just jogged over to the sideline. It's like, that's not a leader. So I have never been a fan of his, and I don't think I ever will be. The guy's not a winner. It's ever since the Kirk Cousins era started in Minnesota, it's been 19-17-1. That's our record in the last 3 years. So it's never going to happen with him at the helm, I don't think. So this season is cooked. Dalvin Cook also had the groin injury today, so that's concerning going forward, even though Alexander Mattison and Mike Boone look terrific. Running backs don't matter. I've always said that. That's the mantra. But at the same time, he's supposed to be the focal point of the offense, and you tied up a lot of money into that player. So, and now it looks like he's probably going to be unavailable for at least a week, probably, I would say, nursing that groin injury. But thank God it's nothing worse. Other than that, like I said, it's a tale of two halves. They did the best possible job they could trying to win the game, and then they blew it. That third quarter 21-point swing is just inexcusable. You can't do that. And then the fact that you have to fight back in the manner in which they did. The Seattle's defense is piss poor, porous, terrible defense. If we go up against a team that's a good defense, a la the Colts, in week 2, we're going to be in trouble. So the fact that we face the Falcons next week gives us hope. But I still, I'm unconvinced how we're going to be able to stop the passing attack, even though Dirk Cotter's probably taking over as head coach. So, yeah, not a good game tonight. There's good things to take away with it. If you're a glass half full kind of person, there is some material there for you. But the fact that does not result in another number in the win column is annoying as hell. So that's going to be it for this video as a sort of knee-jerk reaction. I didn't wait an hour to film this. I kind of just sat down and did it right away to get the raw emotion out. And yeah, so on to the Falcons.